Hi, Joe Bonnier for FastPitchPower.com. In this video, I'm going to continue on my theme of actionable or practical in-season exercise ideas for softball players and softball teams. In this video, I'm going to show you a short routine of exercises to warm up the shoulders and core prior to your games or practices. The most important take-home message from this video, other than the exercises, and I'm speaking mainly to parents and coaches, is that I direct you away from the idea that a jog across the field and back followed by a circle, touching your toes, cranking on your quads, pulling your arm across your body, finding a partner and grabbing a glove is an adequate warm-up. Okay? It's an incomplete warm-up. If nothing else, I want you to begin to install more active, dynamic, stability, emphasis exercises to complete your warm-up. That includes jogging, calisthenics, some stretching. Finish with exercises like these rotator cuff exercises, like some core exercises, or more dynamic flexibility exercises like squats and lunges and other things that I've demonstrated in previous videos. All right, add those in. Don't completely reinvent your warm-up. Just add them in. 1, 2, 3 exercises. I'm going to show you 3 today to warm up the upper body and the core, specific to softball. Now, when it comes to shoulder health, shoulder durability, and rotator cuff health, it's important. An important take-home message is that the rotator cuff is at the mercy of the position of the shoulder blade and rib cage. Rotator cuff function is determined by its stability and position of its foundation, what it attaches into. The shoulder blade, it floats on the rib cage. So that foundation, the position, and the muscles that determine its dynamic position, okay, movement as the body moves, position as the body moves, is more important than simply doing rotator cuff exercise, but we're going to do both in this routine. Lastly, we're going to warm up the core in a position that's specific to any rotational athlete, but mainly pitchers. I know core stability and body control is super important for pitching performance. You're going to see a very specific core exercise to do before you pitch, before you play. And again, it's an exercise. Don't think of it as a warm-up. Think of it as preparation, okay? Activation. It's a better way to think of it. Okay? So first exercise, upper back, high row, band high row. Again, I'm using the Cook band, one piece of equipment, at-home friendly, travel friendly. This is the purple Cook band. It's the lightest resistance, perfect for warm-ups, pre-game and pre-practice. Available through our store on the Fast Pitch Power website. A first exercise designed to warm up the muscles, again, between the rib cage and the shoulder blades that determines scapular shoulder blade stability. All right. Upper back or band high row. Start with your arms straight. You're going to pull, pinch your shoulder blades together, pause, and reach. Pull, pinch, pause, and reach. Pull, pinch, pause, and reach. 2 technical points of focus. Keep your head still. Keep your nose pulled back. Don't let your head move forward throughout the movement. Keep your chin and your nose back. Keep your head still. Second thing, keep your shoulder blade or shoulder down out of your ear as you row. Elbow up, okay, shoulder blade down as you row. Pinch and reach. Band high row. 2 sets of 10 reps. Next, shoulder external rotation and warm up 3 of the 4 rotator cuff muscles. Instead of facing the attachment, I'm going to organize my body 45 degrees away from the attachment. With my elbow 3 to 4 inches away from my body, and again, shoulder pressed down out of the ear, I'm going to rotate away from my body and into my body. Away and in. Elbow 3 to 4 inches, shoulder blade out of the ear. I am not extending my arm straight. I am not moving the elbow away from my body. The elbow stays fixed, and I rotate away from my body, into my body, away from my body, into my body. Constant tempo or cadence. 2 sets of 10 each side. There's no reason not to do the non-throwing shoulder, so do both sides. Upper back or a band high row, and then shoulder external rotation. Lastly, band tight rotation in a split stance. Specific to movement on the field. It's more progression toward stability and strength onto one leg. It's very specific for pitchers, as hopefully you'll see, and I'll be able to explain. I'm going to start up with my feet hip width apart. I'm going to take one step back into this modified lunge position or stride position. Okay, now again, this is a progression towards stability over one leg, and it's very specific to that stride foot contact position for pitchers, as I think you can see this organization. Now, as a pitcher, what are we really protecting against sometimes is control. It's not always horsepower. It's not always horsepower. It's control against bad movement, right? Specifically, too much rotation here. So I'm going to arrange the band from my left in this position. I'm going to step back with my outside leg into this modified lunge. I'm going to grab the band with arms straight. The resistance now, where this band is trying to pull me, is this way. My body has to stay upright, stacked, organized, stable, controlled against resistance this way, okay, against the band. So it's not just about pulling across. It's more important that I'm able to control my body and resist against the pull without compensating. Split stance position, pull across and back and control against. Pull across and control. Pull and control. Okay, points of focus, overall balance, keeping your head still, not shifting. Okay, if you have an organized, vertically stacked position from my nose down through my midline, down through my belly button, I don't shift my hips or belly button out from underneath my nose to compensate against the resistance of the band. Okay, I stay organized, and I use my core and my hips, right, to keep me in control and balance. I'm going to do both sides. So in this position, again, I would step back with my outside leg from the attachment in this stride leg position, stride position, pulling across my body. If that exercise is too difficult for your level of athlete, for your strength of your athlete, you're going to have them get into a narrow stance, narrow parallel stance. This is the band tie rotation that I've demonstrated a number of times before in previous videos, but it is a regression and it is still working on control of the body against rotation. Narrow stance, pulling across. You want your athletes, again, to maintain that midline organization or vertically stacked position, and I want them to feel as though their arms are getting longer away from their body as they cross midline. Don't have them pull in. Right? Have their arms get long, stay long as they cross midline. This is too difficult, and it happens. Get wider. Again, a regression. It'll make it a little bit easier, but we're still, the force is coming from the same direction. It's still rotation and control, or control against rotation. Get wider. Arms are long, they cross midline, they stay long. Okay, and control. Again, 3 really good core variations for any rotational athlete, and a good warm-up exercise before any type of rotational movement, practice, pitching lesson, or game. I hope, as far as sets and reps, again, 2 sets of 10 facing each direction for the band tie rotation. All right, I hope those exercises can be installed. I hope you can use them. All right. More importantly, I hope you're catching on to the idea that softball athletes, especially female athletes, young female athletes, need as much quality exposure to strength and stability training. All right. At worst, they're not going to do anything on their own. At best, most often than not, you, the coaches, and you, the parents, are their strength coaches, so you can take these types of exercises, expose them to them, and hopefully begin to build a foundation of fitness for the future, for maybe the 2 or 3 months that they'll get to work with a trainer, or that the team will be able to get together and do some focused strength training. Don't omit fitness throughout the season, when you can use 5 to 6 or 5 to 7 minutes before a game, before or after practice, or at home to do these exercises, keep the body balanced and durable.